Hello everyone and welcome back to another Strategoi video. Today is a very special video because we're celebrating our 1000 subscribers. We did it, both me and Ryan are very happy that it's happening. It might not always sound like that right now because this is the third time we're recording this specific video. And we're trying to stay hyped for you guys and because it's a hyped up subject, right Ryan?
Yeah, so what we did second one was yesterday. Which was Monday. This is Tuesday now, and I think the first one was on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a bit before we hit the 1K.
Yeah. So you guys, the excitement is there. I wish you could have heard both of the conversations we had before this, because we talked about slightly different things both times, and I bet we'll talk about a little bit something different now.
Yeah.
Because we're spoiler alert, we're going to do an Ask Me Anything with each other, and I feel like we should keep it authentic by mixing up the questions. So maybe we'll do new questions today again, and Jonas and I are just learning even more about each other, and you'll never hear the answers. Anyway.
Yeah. So speaking of which, today is a different kind of video. We're going to call it Table Talk from now on, and it's going to show up regularly in our video schedule. The point of these kinds of videos is that it's going to be way more laid back. So we're having a drink while we're talking. It's not all going to be Warhammer related chat. We want you guys to approach it in the same way, basically. So please do pause this video if you feel like grabbing a drink. Or just keep on painting with us talking in the background or something. It's not going to be as tactical or slide based as before. So while we do still have slides, it's not going to be something that you have to constantly watch on your screen or something like that. Anything to add, Ryan, before we start the actual video?
The thought for this kind of came about from us, me, Jonas, and Nick sitting together in Antwerp, having a bite to eat, and just said I mentioned how nice it was, the kind of atmosphere we were having. So maybe we'll even be able to do this in person at some point, but for the time being, at least we're adding the video element, which makes it feel a little more personal.
Yep.
And the fact that it's less on script, on rails, is going to be, I think, a nice feature. That said, I have a feeling it's going to feel a little more on rails than usual because we know exactly where this is headed. But bear with us. This will be great segment in the future.
It's going to be funny. I'm 100% sure it's going to take us like 2 or 3 minutes to get through it, and then it's just going to be fresh yet again. Because you're going to start talking about Tzeentch, I'm going to start talking about Lumineth, and there's no rails there. It's just full gas on whatever ground we're going on, right?
Wait, you know what's creepy about that is you're talking about it like you already know the future. Because what if I decide not to talk about Tzeentch today?
You might.
Now I'm like, my destiny is I have to talk about Tzeentch. I'm fated to rolling 9 dice and using them in a very specific way. So
I mean, Ryan, feel free to surprise me. We're moving on first to the Table Talk topics for today. So our Table Talk videos, as you can see, are going to be with video. So you're going to see us talking for these specific kinds of videos. And first of all, we're always going to touch bases. So that means me and Ryan and our other guests are just going to quickly chat a little bit about what's going on in our lives, what's going on Warhammer related wise, all that kind of stuff. Then we're moving on to an Ask Us Anything segment. And here we were kind of hoping for you guys' input in the future. Once this video goes live, you'll see that there is a new topic in the Discord where you can post questions for us. Within certain boundaries, anything basically goes. I'll filter them anyway. So that means they don't have to be Warhammer related. Now for this specific video, Ryan and I are going to ask each other questions, but in the future we want those questions to be coming from you guys. So please do leave them in the Discord or even in the comments below, and I'll make sure to include them in the next Table Talk. Then we'll move on to a segment that's always focused on one subject. For this video is going to be our 1K subscribers and what the future of the channel holds. And then we'll always be closing off with closing thoughts. The word kind of says it all. So moving on to touching base, we start off with a general what's up. So Ryan, for the third time, what's up today, my friend, since yesterday? What happened?
It's Groundhog's Day. We're repeating ourselves over and over.
Yep.
This part, I feel like the best thing for me to say is just where I am at in life right now.
For
is
sure.
that in the last two as well. I recently graduated from my econometrics and data science program here at the FU, Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam. And I am excited to be taking some time off because that program was really tough, and to just relax. Had my family and a buddy come visit, and gearing up for kind of tournament season coming up. So that's been great. I do need to eventually start looking for a job here in the Netherlands. As an American, I have a year to get a job that can give me a residence permit, but I'm not in any particular rush. I've got some money saved up and plenty of stuff to do in the meantime. So
yeah, and worst case scenario, you find a job here in Antwerp, and we'll play Warhammer every week.
Oh my god, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. I'd have to introduce you to all of the armies that I have, and not just how many times have we actually played? Just twice?
Twice, right? Literally twice, yeah. Well, outside of tournaments. And
one of those times we played 3 games. We
Yeah.
played, you played with Nurgle once, so that you were loaning from someone, and then,
Mm-hmm.
So 4 games. We played each other four times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up with me? Well, I have been on a very long holiday because I'm a teacher in Belgium, and teachers here get 2 months off, so July and August. I'm coming down from a impromptu work week, though. I was working with several other teachers on a big project that would help the youth that's now flooding in from the Ukraine. But in the end, we couldn't really realize the project, and it was a bit of wasted time. And I feel a little bit annoyed that it's wasted, but most of all, a little bit guilty because I can't help where I think help is really needed right now. But I'm trying to focus on other stuff. Speaking of other stuff, I for one am trying to focus on Warhammer projects, and I know for a fact that you are as well, Ryan. So what's been going on in your Warhammer life right now?
Still working on my Tzeentch army for this upcoming tournament. Maybe instead of talking about Tzeentch in general, I'll talk about the list a little bit. It's a Guild of Summoners list. I'm trying to play it before the old book falls out, and seeing the new FOMO box rules changes, I'm really happy that I am, because a bunch of stuff that I had in the list wouldn't work anymore because of changes to Chirurg Acolytes and the Curseling. But the basic idea is I start with 9 casters worth of casting with Cogs and Portal in the list. Don't take any Lords of Change, but I get my first Lord of Change for 9 fate points and the second one for 18 instead of 30 and 30. And then thereafter I get them for 30. So I've got a crazy amount of casts that are pretty reliable. The Change caster in the list is amazing. He can basically get up to 6 casts in a row pretty reliably. So I usually have a Lord of Change in turn 1, and then my second one maybe by turn 2 if I'm real lucky, but definitely by turn 3. And I only have 15 pinks, 5 summoned from the Gaunt Summoner on foot, and then 10 as a normal unit, but they're an Expert Conquerors, and that's just crazy to try to peel off an objective. 50 wounds, and they last as 60 models on objective for quite some time while they're in the Blue Brim stage.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a super fun list. I've printed out. Oh, I haven't shown you this. Let me go grab them real quick. I printed out. I found this PDF online of the spells for all the Tzeentch spells. It's kind of something you would do, and then put them in magic sleeves here. They're actually reinforced with a magic card behind them.
I love this.
So I can keep them all. And I think these are, someone told me this is in Heart. What's this game called? It's not Magic, but there's another game. I forget what it's called. It might be by Blizzard or something.
Oh yeah,
Hearthstone. Yeah.
Yep.
Someone told me it's in like that format. But anyway, these are all going to change soon enough anyway. But I'll just swap them out, and it feels like I'm playing Magic. So super fun. Anyway, that's what I've got a shit ton of painting to do. But otherwise, I actually have a 5 out of 8 of my games I've won with this list. So it's actually the best success rate I've had with any single list to date. So I think there might be a chance that I might surprise some people at this tournament. If only it was a 5-game tournament, I think I'd get a really good performance in.
Yeah.
3, I might just get unlucky, but we'll see.
I'm really looking forward to the tournament report on that, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Nick,
what about you?
Is Nick joining you as well for the tournament?
Unfortunately, Nick is in Italy still. I'm taking care of his cat, and he gave me a couple.
Yeah.
Really sweet of him as a gift, taking care of his cat. But yeah. So it's that, and me getting psyched about Skaven. I think I'm officially a Skaven player now. I wrote like 4 lists today. So oops. I got another army. It's Nick's fault, really. I mean, he gave me the battle tome. Prior to that, I was like, I don't like this army. It's half of the models are metal. But man, I've already started making a wish list of models. I already have 2 Warpfire throwers on the way. So yeah, I am.
You are a beast unleashed.
Yeah, I'm a hell pit abomination. Is what it is. By the way, those are kind of fun too. God, this army is so fun.
Save it for the Skaven review, because we're going to end up doing that now, because Ryan has mentioned in the 2 previous tries that we recorded this video that he wants to do it, and now every try we do it, it's getting more intense.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah, you should see the Excel document I'm already working on. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
What are you up?
Well, I'm still painting my last, or for now at least, my last Horus Heresy model. So I'm working on Emperor's Children army right now. I've got a Horus Heresy. I've got 2 Horus Heresy armies already, and I've had them for a very long time. But now with the new edition, I was kind of motivated to put in some more work, and I built my own sniper. It's super work in progress still. I don't know where you can see it like this.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So it consists out of a lot of different bits. So the backpack is from a different piece. The shoulder blades, the head, the sniper is actually 3 kits. The body is a kit. The sacks that he's wearing, I green stuff his cape. So I think it's from 10 different kits for one model. And I actually really like that about Horus Heresy, that the conversions is something that you kind of have to do, but they're quite easy because it's all Marines anyway. So it's all very forgiving. If you buy a kit, you always have any spares. While I feel when I'm converting for Age of Sigmar, at least for the armies that I have, it's a bit more finicky. I tried converting a Branch Wraith back when she was still a thing, and it didn't really look good. So yeah, I really like spending my time on conversions now. I didn't think I would, but I really do. So I'm really happy about that.
Can I ask you a question about Horus Heresy?
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't, who used to play 40K, has never played Horus Heresy, and doesn't play 40K now, but I do keep up with kind of what's going on over there. Mm-hmm. I don't really get how they keep people interested when it's all Marines with a few like Imperium stuff on the side.
Yeah.
Like it seems like all they're doing is a color swap and then some rule swaps, but you could just buy the same models, paint them bland, and then you could legally play with them.
Yes.
Is there, except for I guess your Primarch or whatever? Like what is it that makes it interesting? Yeah, I know you said last time you talked about this about the lore. It's a more lore-based motive kind of game, but what does it make it interesting strategically? Like,
well, strategically, it's a very, very heavy rule set. I mean, even physically, let me show you the books real quick. I need both of these books to play one game.
But how much of that's lore and how much of that's painting? I mean, like, how much of it's?
This is full rules, and this is half rules.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of those rules are also Legion rules, so it's basically as if you would put all the army books into one. So obviously it's quite heavy, but it's a lot, to be honest, and I don't think you'll ever be able to play a game without making any mistakes, but I do think it is achievable in Age of Sigmar. So lore is a big thing. Strategically, there's so many different units. Like I cannot begin to explain how many different builds that there are. They're all quite equally effective, but in different ways. So there is not one build or one weapon that is better than anything else. So in that regard, you see a lot of variety. But yeah, I do agree. It is not as meant for a tournament scene as Age of Sigmar or 40k possibly are. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, if you've read the books, and honestly, even if you're not into the Horus Heresy or 40k, I think the first 5 books or 4 out of 5 are really good, like up there with actual good books, not just GW good.
Okay.
The story is really enticing. Yeah. And you kind of feel for your army. I just feel so connected to them right now. I don't know. It's just fun putting them on the table.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's on to some exciting prospects. So, if you had to name one thing you're looking, you're excited for, what is it?
As much as I'm into Skaven right now, I don't have a Skaven army apart from what came in the Echoes of Doom box. And then technically I bought the endless spells for KO to be able to use for spell in the bottle, so I could get Warp Light Vortex. So that turned out to work out. I was going to sell the other 2, but it turns out I might actually use them.
Yep.
But anyway, Tzeentch is really the answer. I wonder, I've got not a doubles tournament, I might have that too, but I have a teams tournament, 4-person teams tournament coming up mid-September. I have a feeling now that the FOMO box is coming out so late that my prediction that the codexes for Lumineth and Tzeentch aren't going to actually come out first week of September at all. My guess is closer to late September at best.
Same.
And which means it'll probably be well after the tournament by the time it comes in. Certainly not an FAQ by then, if some tournament require that. So I could take this current Tzeentch list to that again if I wanted to, but I doubt my team is going to let me. The one advantage that they might say, well, hey, let's see what happens in this tournament. If I do really well in the tournament, maybe. But also, if the Purple Sun meta is really as big as they say, then Tzeentch is about as prepared to handle it as anyone is. With the Fate dice, with the pluses to Unbind, with the way the Lords of Change work, they can eat them. In your hero phase.
Yeah.
It's a pretty brutal list to play against if you're expecting the Purple Sun to be handy. So we'll see. There's a possibility I might get to keep playing this list. But I am super psyched about the book, whatever ends up happening. And as we've already talked about multiple times, I really do have faith. I do have faith in the 3rd edition codexes or battle tomes. So see, look, you already got 40k stuff in mind. Yeah. I never say codexes. Anyway. All right. How about you? What's coming up for?
Well, I've decided I'm not going to talk about the Lumineth hype that I'm feeling, as I did in the last 2. But let me move on to. I am actually getting more and more excited for Nova.
What is that? I saw the announcement, but I don't really know what it is.
It's a tournament in, or is it like a Comic-Con thing? No, I think there's definitely a tournament. Anyway, I think it's like a game expo sort of thing, but also with Warhammer. I'm not actually sure, but I know that they're going to do a preview video, like a spoilers video, basically on models that are coming up. I'm 100% sure that is going to be Lumineth and Tzeentch, obviously for Age of Sigmar, and I have this tiny hope that there's still going to be temple units, as I said last time. But just overall, I'm looking forward, even if it's models that I don't actually buy, I'm just amazed at the quality sculpts that have come out lately. They're very pricey though, but they look amazing. I'm always so just stunned by the amount of detail that they can put in a plastic model these days. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that yesterday you mentioned that most armies are only getting like a new kit, like a new hero, foot hero in the FOMO boxes, which is true, but except when it's not. So like if we rewind, if you'll bear with me for a second, if we rewind to the year before 2nd edition came out. So let's say Sun's entirely new army. Yes, that's only one kit, but it was 3 builds. Lumineth came out for the first time, and then a year later gets a whole doubling of its size. And then we get some boxes, whatever, some random stuff in between during Broken Realms time. Actually, there was a decent amount of single kits that came out during that, and I fully expect we'll get something like that leading into 4th edition. But right before that came out, Slaanesh got a big range boost.
Yeah.
And then so did Soulblight. Soulblight got a lot of things replaced and a lot of new stuff, especially the Virko stuff. And then we get into 3rd edition. We get all the Cruel Boys stuff, which are beautiful models, even if they don't play as well on the table as we'd like them to. The Stormcast got a huge boost. Sylvaneth did not get a small amount. It was reasonable to get the flying unit. I think anyone would be happy to have a unit that really fills in a gap in their army like that.
For sure.
And then, did anyone else get of the new armies? Not really, I don't think.
Nope.
Nighthaunt, really. Nighthaunt got a couple, but nothing big.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's still, in the past couple years, that's still a lot of model stuff that's come out. And that's not to speak of all the little like pings of things that every army's gotten from time to time.
So are you saying I should have hope for a new temple? Is that what you're saying, Ryan?
No, not Lumineth, but I do think like it feels like it's just one hero at a time, but then except when it's not. And like it's not like GW is totally outside of their realm to just say like, hey, Soulblight's getting a whole bunch of new stuff. I wish it would happen with Seraphon and Skaven so that they would both get outside of the metal stuff at least. But apart from that, like I'm pretty optimistic about where GW's headed. And price-wise, like the only time that really bites you in the ass is if you're trying to buy the army from scratch, like it's totally new, or you're leaning into some kind of skew build based around the new kits.
Yeah, true.
If you're only buying like a couple of the new kits, it's not like how many Lady of Vines are you buying? Like just one, right? Even the Warsong Revenant, most people aren't running 2. So these kinds of things, like once you get them, if you're going to keep playing the army for a while, and you're that type of player especially.
Yes.
Like when you play with everything that you've got, right?
Yeah. None of my chaos stuff, sadly. And I almost never touch my Soulblight anymore. But yeah, that's more due to the fact that I don't get as much games in as I want and as I should. So yeah, there is that. Okay, anything else you care to share, or are we moving on to the Ask Us Anything segment?
Ask anything. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
So
Ryan.
I've been leading the thing here. I had a question earlier, and then I've now momentarily forgotten it. Oh, I remember.
Let's first quickly recap what the point of this segment is. Maybe you want to explain it while you're at it?
Sure. So the idea is, like any other Ask Me Anything, is you guys, we figured, might want to, in addition to seeing our faces for the first time, by the way, let us know what you think about getting to know us on that level. I always think that's a positive thing. We're 2 normal-looking dudes, I think. So sometimes you hear the voice and fill that gap in, and I've been pleasantly surprised when I've seen most of the content creators for the first time. But in addition to that, the Ask Me Anything, we want you to get to know us on a personal level and not just as people sitting here talking the Discord or commenting on YouTube. Like, we're just human beings. We like to have a good time getting to know each other and getting to know you guys. And so that's a way to do it. Obviously, right now we didn't field any questions from you guys, but we're going to add a new tab in the Discord for you guys to be able to not only do that, but another thing we're going to be doing, which is user content, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Spoilers.
So, so there we go. I remember what my question is. Yesterday, after the call, we talked about movies and TV a bit, and we talked about Marvel, but I didn't ask you. I am a huge Marvel guy. I've seen every single Marvel movie and all the shows but Ms. Marvel, which I'm working through right now. What is your favorite Marvel official MCU, not like Blade or the original Blade? Official MCU movie, and what's your official favorite MCU TV show?
Okay, the movie is super easy. It's Iron Man, the first one.
Wow, hot pick.
It is such a good movie. It still holds up Robbie Downey Jr. was made to. I don't really like to jump on hype trains, but I think that's just commonly accepted, right? That he's the perfect Iron Man right now, or was. Sorry, if you've not seen Endgame. I think they did such a great job with what little that they still had, because to be honest, Marvel at that time was kind of almost finished. If it weren't for Iron Man's success, we wouldn't have anything like what Marvel is right now. Yeah. So I really loved that movie because it focused specifically on the character and on the character development of Tony Stark. And I find that they've kind of lost that aspect of their movies as we continue down the series. It's much less focused on their development and way more on the galactic storytelling and special effects, which is fine, but also a little bit boring to me after a while.
What about your favorite show? Yeah.
Favorite show? God. What shows can I pick from? Remind me.
Starting with WandaVision. Everything from that's official MCU, not counting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., not counting the Netflix series. Though they're getting retconned in a bit. But let's do the official ones. So that would be WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk.
Yeah, okay, so that's easy then, because I thought all were pretty bad, except for Loki was kind of alright, and Moon Knight was pretty good, but all but the ending, I think. The setup for Moon Knight was so great. I'm a history teacher, so I loved everything about the Egyptian aspect of it. I think Ethan Hawke's introduction scene was pure genius, to be honest. Like when he was drinking from that glass and I'm breaking it in a towel, pouring it into his sandals. That is such a good setup and it tells you everything you want to know about that character. You know he's taking shit seriously and he's taking his shit too far. I love that. Also, Oscar Isaac is probably one of my favorite actors ever.
Except when he plays Apocalypse.
Yes, but even in that movie, I appreciated what he could do. Yeah. But I mean, he was amazing in Sucker Punch. He was such a scary dude there. And in Dune, I have never in my life seen a beard as magnificent as it is in the movie Dune.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's also fantastic in Ex Machina.
Yes, super scary. He
doesn't even look like himself in that movie.
No, yeah, he freaks me out in that movie. I get the shivers. Yeah. Okay, cool. That was a great question. I kind of forgot that I had to ask questions as well. I had one that I didn't ask you yesterday. So, bar all the other armies that you have right now, and bar Skaven, what other army would you like to start if it's not from order?
Yeah, because I only have one more in order anyway, and that'd be Skaven. And I wouldn't choose it even if it was on the table. The answer is Gits, but it depends on what the new book is. I've always thought I don't like horde armies, but I think squigs are amazing. And if they find a way to make squigs actually sustainable, the spiders are cool too. I dig the spiders, and I like the trolls. I like elite armies, or at least not too many models on the field. And I think they would give me such a cool painting project. I love squigs. I think it's so cool. And I don't want it to just be a meme. I want it to be like legit. And a little hopium for that is that space orcs, what they were originally called, but orcs, in 40K, that whole new series of models that they released for the squig oriented, they're so good, especially the truck thing. Mm-hmm. The truck thing is amazing. The shark squigs, I mean, God, it's But that would be it. It would be, and I'm now that I'm one battle tome away from owning all editions. I'm mentally committed to owning all third edition battle tomes now because I might as well at this point.
Yeah.
It's a slow drip of rules, and when you go to tournaments, I don't want to pay for the app. So I'd rather just have the book, analyze the stuff, get to actually know it, and just put the code in. The code works so well, and then I can look at it when I'm at tournaments to double check people's bullshit, which happens quite a lot.
Yeah.
And not that they're actually trying to cheat, but a lot of times they say it's within, but it's actually wholly within, or blah blah blah. And I'm like, are you sure? And it'd be nice if I could check it myself. So
Yeah.
GW's finally got me going, and I'm addicted to Battletome. So it.
Good job, Nick.
Nick did it. He pushed me over the edge. Yeah. It's too late. Okay, so I asked a personal question. Let's do a Warhammer-oriented one. I kind of have a auto answer for this, but I'm kind of curious what you would say.
Okay.
So one of the things you said yesterday is you've played all of the main games, including Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
So you've played 40K, AOS, Fantasy, and Middle-earth.
And Horus Heresy.
Mm-hmm. Of the non-main games, which one are you most tempted by? So this would be Kill Team, Warcry, Underworlds, Blood Bowl, and what's the Necromunda.
Yeah. So I play Underworlds. I loved just the entire concept of it. It's really good. It's a great game. First of all, the warbands look amazing. It's not expensive to play. You can have as much fun and you can spend as much time in it as you want. I think if I were not already knees deep into or shoulders deep into all the other hobby stuff, then I might actually play Underworlds more than anything else because it's way more in reach to pick up for anybody else. I think it would be much easier for me to convince my friends to pick up a warband compared to an entire army. So I love that. Yeah. It's also, you can transport it in just a simple box. I honestly can't say enough good stuff about it, to be honest.
I know you're not asking me this question because it's honestly, I'd love to answer all these myself too, but I do want to throw in my little thing about this. First, I forgot Curse City, and I forgot what's the aeronautical one called for? Aaron now.
You also have the mini Titans, right? What's it called? Titanicus or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But my answer is and has always been Necromunda, and especially now that they're expanding it to the wastes. I love the new models they're releasing. In fact, I don't know if you saw the new Clan Escher or whatever, but they're riding those. They look like the pod racers from Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I want it. If cities remain cities, I'm gonna totally use those for my steampunky everything. They look amazing.
Yeah, they do.
Also, those little bugs that the guys ride would be perfect for Nurgle. So
I was honestly thinking when the bugs came out of sticking Dryades on top of them and play them as current hunters.
Oh.
But then I noticed that all the glue. I don't like that the plastic kits nowadays. The legs are attached to the mounts. Please don't do that, GW. Please stop.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing.
Just let me put my own legs and models on top of the mounts just for conversion abilities, please.
Right. And also Necromunda, I played the original Necromunda years ago in late 90s, and it was fantastic. I loved the RPG elements and how I even made a whole 40K army up by scratch, which is a good transition to the next thing we're talking about. I made my own rule setup based off of all the model range from Necromunda.
Okay.
And so why don't you tell us about what the subscriber content?
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to our subject of today's video, and that's the 1K subscribers. So before we move on, let me quickly take some more time to thank you guys. I did it more honestly in the first couple of tries, but just add some extra flair on my thanks in this video. I just really want to thank you guys for all the support that you've been showing us, especially in the Discord. We have this tight community where both me and Ryan are honestly just speaking about or talking about certain people in the Discord, like, oh, I wonder what, for example, Siegfried would think about that, or I wonder what Slam Tackle would say, stuff like that. And there's so many people that I know pretty well now, obviously within the confines of Warhammer. And I really love that community and the support that I've been or that we've been getting there. So thank you so much for following us, subscribing, posting likes, because also the YouTube videos get so many positive likes, so almost no dislikes, which is amazing to us. It really makes all the effort worth it. So I'm not sure whether you want to add something on top of that, Ryan.
No, I'm just glad to be a part of the community, and I've said it a million times to you, it's getting old, but I'm just really lucky that I got to be accidentally added to the channel this way, and it's kind of been a mini dream come true, so thank you.
Yeah.
And to everyone that's responded positively to my version of content. So
yeah, all the mathematicians over there.
Yeah.
Ryan loves you just a little bit more than everybody else.
I love it just so.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've hit 1K subscribers, we aim to add some videos to our usual roster. So we're going to start making subscriber content. What does that actually mean? So every other month, we want one video based on something that you guys are putting into that video. So we'll also make a separate tab for that in the Discord. What that could mean is basically you could come on the show and just talk about a certain subject with us, either with video or without, or you could kind of give us a topic or give us some material to talk about. For example, I was talking with Hades, who's also in the Discord, about a possible Lumineth rework. That was before we knew the book was coming this early. And we kind of transitioned into making new war scrolls ourselves. So that might be something that we would do if he feels comfortable being on the channel. And I think he does. We've talked about it before. That could be an example of a subscriber-related video. We'll also be doing table talks. I kind of explained the idea of it already. So it's what we're doing now. It's a bit more casual. It's a bit more chatty and less tactical. Then we'll also do more list and tournament reviews. Maybe you wanted to take this one, Ryan?
Sure. So as I've said a few times too now, I'm about to play my 16th tournament in the past year-ish. And so I play regularly. I'm obviously playing more than one a month on average. And so I just haven't been reporting all of them. In fact, we've only done one. Nick and I have a PowerPoint in the chamber ready to go. We just he had to go to Italy, and we're going to try to find a time to record us talking about this last one we went to. But I'm also eager to talk about the one I'm coming up to. I got a teams tournament. Nick and I might be doing a doubles tournament if I don't go home to the States for a bit. And then there's a bunch, and hopefully the one that's in Bruges, Jonas, that you've already signed up for. Hopefully you'll actually be able to make it. That'd be great.
That's the end of November, right?
In November, and then there's another one in February. So which we're Nick and I are definitely going to. And as I mentioned last video, the Dutch committee for the AOS Worlds is the teams event. Won the bid to host the Worlds this year. It was in the Czech Republic, I believe, in Prague this past year.
Yeah.
And so in addition to the teams element, which is 8 players per team plus 2 reserve type players or something like that, there is the singles side of it, which anyone can sign up for if they're willing to come. And so I really want to get a Strategoi representation going on there, which would be awesome. Nick's also been talking about secretly running as Zimbabwe or something, because anyone seems to be able to declare that they're on a team. It's a joke, but we could just claim to be the Zimbabwe team. But no, anyway.
For anyone that's from Zimbabwe, we respect you, and you can lead our team.
Yes, 100%. But we see that you're not participating, so let us know. Anyway, honestly, it's mostly European teams, because the teams format is mostly a European thing.
Yeah.
It's not as popular in America and Canada.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be reporting about all kinds of stuff. I'm active in that, and I'll actually, I'd love to do some tournament reports of the Dutch teams event too.
Okay.
Try to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. I won't be on the team most likely, but you know, it would be cool to report back to everyone, let them know what's. So
yeah. Okay, cool. We'll also add some Horus Heresy into the mix. Now, don't be alarmed if you're only into Age of Sigmar. It's not going to take over the channel or anything. I think out of 5 videos, 1 might be Horus Heresy, probably less. Because right now, I feel like I have some tactics to share about it. But as Ryan mentioned before, it is not as tactically evolving as the Age of Sigmar scene is. So at some point, I'm kind of going to run out of stuff to talk about. Why am I including it then? Well, mainly because sometimes I just feel like talking about a different subject and I still want to produce some videos, and it feels like a good way to do it. And I do believe that some of you guys might actually be playing Horus Heresy or might be interested in it. So I think it'd be cool to add it. Of course, we'll keep our usual content coming. My dream for this channel is to generate some sort of revenue so we could spend it on light boxes and cameras. We could start doing battle reports. I think that would be super awesome, but that's a long ways off still, I think. So yeah, you guys have got something to look forward to because there's a lot of new stuff coming. And then,
yeah,
well, as some closing thoughts, Ryan, anything else you want to share before we end this video?
No, just thanks again for this talk, and a recurring joke over the past 3. Anyway, and I hope you guys
have to explain it now, right? You can't just say it.
But it'd almost be funnier if I didn't. So Jonas in the first one left in the slide, instead of table talk, it said talk. And I just happened to be becoming a rat over time. So in the Skaven world, that's, if you're not aware, more, they repeat the things that they say because they're not as smart as they think they are. So anyway, talk. It was perfectly on brand.
Yeah, it's also typically me. I would say that there's always in everything I produce, so be it videos or examinations for my students, there's always one error in it somewhere. So it might be a typo, it might be a huge error, but every time in the comments, there's always one guy or the entire comment section. What you said there is wrong, and you know, I own up to it, or I try to at least, because I am only human and I make mistakes. So sometimes instead of table talk, I type talk because that makes sense to me at that time.
You beat yourself up way too much about it. No one's mad except for the people that don't know how to take things with a grain of salt, I guess.
I mean, I do feel that I have some sort of responsibility to fact check whatever I put out there. And I've been relying a bit too much on what I think that I know instead of checking that I do actually know it, because I've been very short on time the last couple of days. So that's a goal for future videos, to keep checking and retain the quality that I've always strived for. So
Sure.
I'll let that be my closing thoughts for today. Guys, do please head over to the Discord right now, post your questions or even your subscriber related content ideas if you want to be included in future table talks or talks. Also, do leave a like, and please let us know in the comments what you thought about this format. Do you like this kind of format? Do you want to see it more regularly? What would you expect from us in the future when it comes to table talk or possibly the subscriber videos? Any ideas, any feedback, it's all welcome. And as you know, it always helps us getting picked up by the algorithm a little bit better. So that always helps. We'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Cool. Bye, guys.